my top.
Move in.
Well, thank you all for coming to my show. It's exciting to see everybody here. I just wanted to start out with kind of like my story of how I became an art major. I first came here and I was a biology major, and enough of that changed. But freshman year was kind of stereotypical, you know, I was away from the parents, kind of went out and partied and skipped class and found out that I could get away with it. But by the end of the year I noticed that, you know, getting a C in the first class for biology, maybe I'm not too happy and I need to find something else. So I was looking for something to fulfill, you know, the emptiness in my heart that I felt. So I noticed that there was an introduction to ceramics class, and it was hand building, and that was the first class I had taken. But this is really the turning point, and so it's the most meaningful, definitely, to me. And since I'm talking about my intro courses, I'm going to move over to my first painting class that I had taken. You guys want to move over for the painting? And our assignment was to make like bajillions of colors of squares with, like, you have to do reds, but you have to do like 60 different variations of red. And so by the time that the room was covered in pictures, you know, pieces of paper with squares everywhere, Frank told us that, oh, you know, now you have to make a self-portrait out of these. So you can either cut or tear. And he said that, you know, not to specifically do it by skin tone, but by like warm colors, how they come out, and cool colors recede. And so after staring at myself for about 2 days, I finally decided to start, and I just slapped down this pink slab, which I thought was appropriate because I am like, you know, strawberry milk skin tone. And I just started playing around with placing warm colors on the cheeks and, you know, going around the eyes, which you can tell those are the thickest parts because those were the hardest. Just layers and layers of color. And it was really this attention to detail in this class that really helped me focus in my other classes, like photography. And sorry, make you guys move again. And all along that wall are intro to photography. And we were required to have a project that, you know, something similar. It just used to be a compilation of like 25 pictures of a theme. And, you know, growing up around here, I really enjoyed, you know, old farm equipment or hay bales. It just means a lot to me because it's like very homey. So I started taking photographs of things around the country. And then after about a month, I was like, okay, you know, everything's starting to look the same. And I got an internship, and I basically worked with digital photography. And he taught me like a lot of stuff on the computer and how to like touch up and make photos look really nice. And that's when I started getting into portraits. And my friends have been engaged this year, so I was like, ooh, you know, I know something that I could do. Free wedding present. But I really enjoy doing photographs like that. And it's a lot of time in front of the computer, but it's really worth it to see the outcome like this. I don't usually wear jewelry, so I usually just started making stuff that I thought my mom would wear, even though she would probably wear a macaroni necklace if I made it. But she usually wears a lot of earth tones and a lot of neutral things, and they look really good on her. And I was like, well, you know, I'll make them because I know that she'll wear them. So a lot of things in my intro class are like very earthy, but they're not like outstanding. And now that I'm outstanding now. Now that I'm in advanced jewelry, I started playing around with wrapped wire and leather. And this particular assignment was Carolyn gave us a Chinese coin that we were supposed to be inspired by to make a piece. It's like, yeah. And so it was really fun to find the coordinating colors that really just brought out the ancient feel of the coin. for like the first 2 weeks that after Ed told us the assignment, I had still done nothing. And he's like, all right, you need to start. So I started thinking, and I was like, oh, maybe a face coming out of the wall would be kind of cool. And that way I was like, oh, maybe a hand like looks like it's, blowing dust over or something. And so I finally got the idea to make it look like, maybe it was like winter coming in there, frosting over the earth. And so now that I've kind of talked to you guys about, my style, I would like to talk about my concentration, which is ceramics. I really like working with clay, and it's really important for me to make functional pottery. This is the last piece that I've thrown before my show, and it is my most proud piece. It is my big pitcher. It is mine. But the quality of my throwing has really improved, and it doesn't weigh 500 pounds like it used to at the beginning. Carolyn was like, well, I think you need to, make some thick lines and some thin lines. So I started playing around with that, and I was like, I thought, she was right. I guess she does know something. So I used thicker lines and thinner lines, and I was like, oh, that's really nice, and it makes it more interesting. So that gave me the confidence to actually make a scene on a platter. And this was actually inspired by my print that I was doing in printmaking. And my line quality is a lot better, and I can use the glazes to make details. And it was just really nice for me to get to that point so that I can make more now. And I thought I would end with the piece that I probably worked the hardest on, and it was the new experience. I did this over spring break. It took my entire spring break, but that's okay because it's beautiful. I got this from Josh Smith, yes, Josh. He works at the Salina Art Center, and he was cleaning out a warehouse, and I was like, ooh, it has like a little lip on it, so it'd be perfect for tiling. I'm glad I did something like this, so now I have the confidence to do it again. So are there any questions that anyone has?
What are your aspirations for the future for yourself?
I have applied at WSU, and hopefully I will get in and get my master's in ceramics. And I would also like to further my education in photography, whether it just be by, maybe working with Jim Turner again, or just keep doing what I'm doing and, just trial and error kind of things. But I would really like to get into photography and ceramics.